Hello, everybody. Hello, viewers of Teach Zdenek YouTube channel. Welcome to another interactive English. I hope it's working because I thought that there were some connection issues and issues with StreamYard, and also I made a few mistakes, but no one needs to know about that. Welcome, Matthius. You are today's student. How are you?
I'm good. I just had like four tests today and yesterday. And I also have
Yeah.
two tomorrow and for next week. So yeah.
How did it go?
Well, the tests that I had were all of them. I think maybe one or two things I got wrong, but most of the time I should have everything all right.
Okay, well, glad to hear that. So that sounds quite promising. Also, apparently, the connection seems to be fine. At least Helen claims so. I hope she's right. And she says, by the way, hi, Matthius, and hi, Zdenek. So your name first. How does that feel?
Um, I mean, I'm not sure. And man, how do you feel like?
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed if I'm honest, but yeah, it's okay. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I would also like to welcome our viewers, obviously, and as always, feel free to post comments, to leave comments in the comments section. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching this on the YouTube channel or on Facebook, which is sort of also on the YouTube channel because there's an embedded window basically which broadcasts it from the YouTube channel. But you don't need to know about all that. Basically, if you are watching us in any way, then you're welcome to get involved. It's called interactive English for a reason. We want you to interact with us. Am I right, Matthius?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you for agreeing with me. And I should apparently stop over interpreting. I don't know what the word is. Over. What does it even mean, Helen? What are you trying to say here? Overthink. I would just say I should have to stop overthinking sometimes. Anyway, could you please check that word, Helen, just to make sure it's correct? I'm not sure about it. So let's get started, shall we? Today, Matthius, the topic of today's lesson is going to be some interesting or surprising facts about animals that you didn't know. When I say you, I may be addressing the viewers here, or you, or myself. It's just the generic you, and it's just a clickbait. It's possible that you know all these things. I don't know.
It's possible.
I also asked ChatGPT to create a quiz for us, a multiple choice quiz. So it's going to ask us a question and it's going to give us four options. And I wasn't happy with what ChatGPT generated for me, so I asked several times to make it harder. Because literally one of the questions was, which of the animals can copy sounds, and the answers were like elephant, whale, parrot. I know, like it was a bit too easy. Yeah? So
No.
hopefully this is a bit more challenging. Okay, so it has to make for a good conversation here, and yeah, it has to make you and our viewers think. And as always, I will be making some notes about your English, Matthias, and yeah, we'll look at that later in the feedback section. Okay, all good?
Yeah,
You ready to start?
I am.
All right. So the first question, and obviously this is for everyone. Okay. I don't know. Should I post it in the comments, or should I just say it? Is it okay if I just say it? What do you
I
think,
think.
Matthias?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay. Let me just say it. Which animal has the ability to shoot blood from its eyes as a defense mechanism? As a defense mechanism. Sorry. Um, can you guess without options?
Oh. Um. I don't think so.
You don't know of an animal that can shoot blood in order to defend itself.
I mean, I don't know of any creature that shoots blood from its eyes
Yeah,
that
right.
to use as a
It's
defense
kind
system.
does it it kind of sounds cool though, doesn't it?
I mean, imagine a human doing it.
I don't know. I can't imagine a human doing it.
You are
But
lucky.
it does sound a bit, don't know, like it does it mean that the animal is getting hurt in the process, or is the animal feeling perfectly normal? What do you think?
I mean, it might hurt them, but the problem is that if it evolved in that way, it probably is not like hurtful.
Right, right, right. That's what you would say. Uh, I hope you guys, okay, you can get involved in this game. You can play this quiz with us, but you have to promise to me that you are not going to be Googling it. Especially, you are forbidden from using ChatGPT. Okay? You cannot Google this. You just have to either know it or just guess it. Okay? So, Dave, I mean, Dave is Davide, right? I think.
Yeah.
Um, Dave, I'm gonna call you Dave for all intents and purposes because I'm not sure if it's you, Davide. Davide claims that it's a frog, a sort of frog, a sort of frog. So not a frog, but a sort of frog. Helen thinks it's a snake. I love this. This is the way it should work. Um, Matthius mentioned a human, but I don't think he meant it.
No, no, man. I'm just saying that imagine humans doing it
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
you
know.
said
Yeah,
it was kind of cool.
yeah. Okay.
But
Well,
I think
the
it's some
options.
kind of fish.
Oh wow. Okay. So the options are lizard, snake, frog, or toad. The funny thing is, I always thought that a frog and toad are the same thing, but I think it's possible. Like, I know that a toad is like a big, big, big frog, right? So this is interesting. I think ChatGPT is being a bit weird here because I guess toad is not considered a frog. And this is something I should have learned in biology, but my biology teacher didn't teach me that. But I know it's like a massive. As okay, I've just googled toad. Toad is a small animal like a frog, but with a drier and less smooth skin that lives on land but breathes in water. So it's like a frog. So it is not a frog. Anyway, you have got some options. Yeah. So is it a frog? Is it a toad, which is like a massive frog that lives on the
On
land
land.
but breathes in water? Or what were the others? Lizard, and there was one more, snake.
Well, let's see. I haven't really seen any snakes that use their eyes like this.
Mhm.
Um, Also, we have to use the classic tests tricks. Like when there are two really similar options, probably one of them is correct. So I think it's either toad or a frog.
Hmm.
And some lizard doesn't seem like. I mean, all of them are reptilians. So
Hmm.
I think it might be a toad.
Okay. Well,
That's my
do you
final guess.
do you want me to give you the answer?
Sure.
Okay. The answer is lizard. If you want more information about this, you will have to consult ChatGPT. I don't have the encyclopedic knowledge, but the ChatGPT says it's a lizard. So
I mean, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, what kind of lizard? Because
a blood shooting lizard, apparently.
all right.
Either way, that was a good starting question to get us warmed up. Now, question number 2. Which animal can run on water for short distances? Which animal can run on water for short distances? Actually, these are quite clever questions.
I mean, I seen one human run across the lake. Uh,
Did you?
I mean, on a video. I'm not sure if that lake.
What
It
was the
was
lake
probably ice.
frozen?
I
Was the
mean,
lake frozen?
you could see the water, and as she was running, you could see the things, but it was probably frozen more underwater, so you could
Mm,
walk on it. And it seemed like the lake wasn't frozen, but it was frozen.
okay.
Um,
CGI as well. It could have been, you know.
I mean, yeah. Let's see. I mean, it was before the CGI. The
CGA. Okay.
video was from the 2001, so yeah, it was pretty old. Of course,
Mm.
in Russia because Russia.
Helen thinks it could be a gecko.
Yeah. Hmm. I think it's
Gecko
some
is
form
like
of bird that can run on water.
yeah, gecko is a some kind of like a small lizard. I've seen some geckos here in Vietnam, by the way. So you think it's a lizard?
No, I think it's a form of a bird.
A bird. You think it's some kind of a bird? Okay. Right. The options are lizard again, snake, frog, or basilisk lizard, whatever that is.
What were the options again?
Snake, lizard, basilisk lizard, and um, what was the other one? Frog.
Well, I don't think snake can run water because we will obviously need legs for that.
What?
Uh,
Sorry, can you say that again? You were breaking up.
snake obviously cannot run on water because it's a snake.
Okay.
Um, I don't think frogs even have the ability to like run. So
Kind of like leap, don't they?
yeah. So that leaves with a lizard and a basilisk lizard. And I really think that basilisk lizard is here for a reason. And I think that that's the answer. The
It is.
basilisk lizard.
It is the right answer. You will have to Google a basilisk lizard to see what it is, what it looks like. But actually, one of the things that you can see when you Google it is like a video image or a thumbnail with the basilisk lizard running on water. So it seems legit. It also has a wonderful color and an amazing texture. Yeah, it kind of looks like a chameleon, if I'm honest. Yeah, similar to chameleon, but yeah, it just it looks like a very very graceful animal. So there you have it. There is an animal that can run on water, and apparently it is basilisk lizard, something I had no idea about. But ChatGTP says so. So if ChatGTP says it, we have to believe it, right? Right. Okay, next. Which animal is capable of regenerating its spinal cord after an injury? Which animal is capable of regenerating its spinal cord after an injury?
It might be some form of reptile oh God. It might be some form of a reptile or
Mhm.
a starfish.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, what do people in chat think? Helen is going for salamander. Interesting. Um, yeah, it's also an animal that kind of looks like a lizard. Honestly, I'm not an expert. I think you've already kind of
Yeah.
gathered that. You got. I'm not an animal expert, guys, but I like to talk about animals for sure. So the options are actually Helen's option is there: salamander, lizard, turtle, or snake. Shall we go with Helen's option, or do you think it could
Yeah.
be something else?
I don't think anything else has. Well, from what I know, I don't think anything else has any like chance of being like having the ability to regenerate it fine.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let me check the answers. And this was question number 5. Oh, it's question number 3. And it is indeed salamander. Well done, Helen. Well done. Right. Question number 4 is kind of getting lost in my own questions here. Give me 1 second. Question number 4. Which animal has a transparent head allowing it to see in all directions at once? Which
I know what it
animal
is.
has a transparent head with allowing it to see in all directions at once?
I know what it is.
So tell me.
I mean, I'm waiting for people to say their like.
You seem very confident this time.
I'm very confident.
And Helen says it has to be some kind of insect. Interesting. Is that what you think, Matthius?
No.
Hmm. Well, tell us. Tell us. Nobody
Alright,
else has written anything. So
I think it's a jellyfish.
you think it's a jellyfish?
Yeah.
It is one of the options. You're right. So I mean, it seems like you might be right. So the options are squid, octopus, jellyfish, or something called glass frog. Whatever that is,
Oh yeah, that's a really interesting frog.
made of glass. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you know how people like keep different sort of souvenirs, and like sometimes animals have souvenirs. It's one of those.
I mean,
Glass frog.
you could say that it is, but it's just basically a frog that's see-through, and you can see its organs, blood, and stuff like that. It's not really kind of interesting. Also, you are googling it right now, I suppose.
No,
Right?
I'm actually writing I'm writing down something about your English this time.
Alright. But I think it's
First
a
up,
jellyfish.
you think it's a jellyfish? Do we have any more suggestions? I don't think so. So let's quickly check the answers. And it is a glass frog.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, don't ask me more details about this because I kind of don't know.
I mean, a glass frog has like two eyes
What is
in front.
what is a glass frog anyway? Let me Google it. Oh wow, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
Never
I
seen
know.
anything like this before. The glass frogs belong to the amphibian family Centrolendae. While the general background coloration of most glass frogs is primarily lime green, the abdominal skin of some members of its family is transparent and translucent, giving the glass frog its common name. To be honest, it looks like a frog that survived a nuclear catastrophe.
Yeah.
It does look weird. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Next question is question number 5. And the question is which animal can survive without oxygen for up to 20 minutes by converting lactate into energy?
Hmm.
That sounds very specific, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's some form of a polar beast.
Polar bear, you mean?
Polar beast.
Polar beast.
Yeah.
Okay. Like polar animal, like animal living in the pole somewhere.
Yeah.
On the pole? In the pole? I think on the pole, on the
On
North
the pole.
Pole. Mm. Polar in the polar zone, let's say in the polar zone. Okay, well, the options. Well, do we have any more suggestions or ideas from our viewers? I don't think so. So the options we have here are sloth, snake, turtle, and goldfish. Doesn't look like there are any polar animals there. I mean,
Hmm.
is turtle a polar animal?
I mean, not really.
I'm not. I'm not so sure. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. So sloth, snake, turtle, or goldfish.
I don't think goldfish needs to breathe underwater because it has to breathe underwater to become a fish.
Hmm.
So I don't think it's that. I don't think I don't think so ever would go underwater. I mean, they are good swimmers. S-
Hmm.
yeah. What was the last two options? It was turtle
Turtle and
and
goldfish, snake and sloth.
hmm, I think it might be a turtle.
No, apparently it's actually okay. Wait, Helen says, do sloths have any energy in the first place? I don't know, Helen. You have to ask ChatGPT, but you're not allowed to do that during this game. So later,
Yeah.
right? So apparently it's a goldfish. Just do me a favor and don't ask me why, will you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I simply don't know. So I can't tell
Neither do
you.
I. I mean,
And
isn't
that is
like the first
and that is
thing.
the and
Yeah,
that is
go
the
ahead.
point of this video. If any of you thought, even for a second, that this was supposed to be an educational video, well, I'm sorry to have let you down. No, it's not. It is called interactive English, and in this sort of English lesson, it is an English lesson. I talk to my student. I give my student an opportunity to talk to me about something, to discuss a topic. Often I ask my student a series of questions. Today it's a quiz. And while doing so, I'm also making notes about my students' English and provide feedback at the end. I'll provide feedback at the end of this. By the way, the student comes from my private Discord group called the Achievers Chamber, which is an excellent place to develop your speaking fluency. If you want to know more about this, why don't you check out the show notes? Then you will learn more details about it there. I don't want to go on about this for ages here, but I have to mention it. So, Matthius, where were we?
Um, Sixth or seventh question, I think.
Something along those lines, right? Okay. Which animal can glide for up to 100 meters using skin flaps along its body? Skin flaps.
Yeah, to
Something that
be
allows the animal to sort of like
some
glide,
form of squirrel.
I think so.
Somehow. Yeah.
Hmm. That's
Or
interesting
or
because we have,
or
yeah.
yeah, or some other form of small mammal.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting answer. And you're right. It is one of the options. We have got squirrel, flying fish, flying squirrel, and flying lemur. If you don't know what a lemur is, it's a small animal from Madagascar, similar to a monkey, with a thick fur and a long tail. So, any ideas?
Hmm. I think it might be either a flying squirrel or a flying lemur. Lemur. But I think it's flying squirrel because
Wait, hang
otherwise
on.
they
Was
wouldn't.
yeah, lemur was also flying. There were three flying animals: flying fish, flying squirrel, flying lemur. A lemur.
Lemur.
Um, yeah. Okay. Anyway, the answer is flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Cool. Next, which
Also, fun
animal?
fact:
Yep.
snakes can glide if they do it right. So you can have flying snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They basically make from their bodies a small parachute that stops air, and they can glide or slow down their fall a small amount. So that's nice.
That sounds like fun. Small parachute. Is this how humans have been inspired to create this
No,
interesting tool
We
to
were motivated by flying spiders. They
flying
basically
spiders. Mm.
make small parachutes from their webs and travel like 20 kilometers.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy, crazy stuff, and also a little bit scary if you are arachnophobic.
Yeah, also they fly in like 2 kilometers off the ground for like 2 days. So
Wow, that is
yeah,
that is madness. That's like a specific spider species, though. Like it's not all spiders, right?
I mean, not really, but only a few, I think.
Only a few. Okay, okay. Well, let's hope it's not the spiders that we generally have in our apartments and flats and houses, because then
No,
everybody wouldn't be able to fall asleep.
yeah, they don't need to fly. They already have enough meal in their house. So
Yes. Damian says that he has learned more about animals in 10 minutes than in my entire biology class. That's what you do, yeah? You just, Damian, you use ChatGPT to generate the entire lesson, and then you just sit back, relax, and read out the questions for your student,
yeah.
and pretend you know everything about it.
Also, I think you might have broken the quiz because I think when you asked it to make it harder, I think you might have made some questions impossible by doing it.
Anyway, it is kind of funny though, like how
Yeah,
this AI technology creates the quiz for you, and you can feel that it's
wonky.
it's a bit wonky. Yeah, it's a good word. It's a bit wonky.
Wonk.
Um, a bit dodgy, you could say as well. Yeah, I'm just writing this word wonky down. We can have a look at it later. It's a good word from you, Matthius. Okay, let's move on. Okay, where were we? Which animal has a bite that is so strong it can crush a bowling ball? Which animal has a bite that is so strong it can crush a bowling ball?
It's either a hippo, uh, an elephant, or it's some form of small insect like an bullet ant.
That is an interesting answer. What do you guys think? Let us know in the chat, but do it quickly because I'm impatient. And so is Matthius. And also, I'm going to give you the options now. So it's either crocodile, hippopotamus, so hippo, as Matthius says, gorilla, or Komodo dragon, whatever that is.
Hmm.
Does it?
I
Does it?
think really it's still a hippopotamus or a
Is it?
hippo,
Hmm.
or I think it might be the last animal because you just don't put that weird name. But I'm going to stick with hippo.
And let's check the answers. And yes, indeed, Matthius is right. Matthius, you actually have a vast knowledge. You have a vast knowledge of this subject. How
Yeah.
come? Where did you learn all
Um.
this stuff?
um I don't know. I was bored. I watched some videos about fun facts about animals. Also, fun fact: do you know why the dogs in the special police group have K9 on their like uniforms? Why they are called like that?
I guess dogs are canine.
Yeah,
Is that the answer?
yeah, that would be the answer.
Why is this a fun fact? It's a known fact.
No,
What? What was that about?
I don't know. I didn't know it like maybe 2 weeks ago. So
Well, it's a Latin word. Canine are like you have got a group of animals, a group of mammals that are canine are dogs and
wolves.
hyenas, and like fox. I think
Yeah,
foxes are canine too. Like there's like a group of animals that share similar traits, right? And then the opposite of is like feline animal. Felines are like
that's
tigers, lions, cats, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking feline. Let's check in pronunciation. Yeah, canine and feline. Okay. Helen thinks it's a dog, but no. But good self reflection, Helen, of you.
Yeah.
Poor guesses of mine. I like that. Okay, don't beat yourself up too much, Helen. I wouldn't know any of these things if I'm honest. So don't worry too much. We're just having a bit of fun here. 3 more questions left, Matthius.
No, let's hit them.
Let's hear them. By the way, Komodo dragon was one of the options. I had no idea what that is. Let me Google it quickly. Komodo dragon. Do you know what that is?
I think some form of reptile.
It is. Yeah, it looks like it. Komodo dragon, also known as Komodo monitor, is a member of the monitor lizard family. What? Okay, like I always thought that a monitor is something different, but then again, I come from the older generation, so I don't think that this generation uses monitors anymore. I think the screens are kind of inbuilt. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Which animal has a tongue that is longer than its body and can extend up to 2 times its body length?
That would be some form of frog.
Frog?
Yeah.
You sure about this, Matthius?
Frog or a
Frog
toad?
Neither frog nor toad, I will have you know, is one of the options. Surprisingly.
I mean, isn't it like true? No.
Okay, so the options are giraffe, anteater, pangolin, or chameleon. So,
Ooh. Well, I don't think anteater can have that big of a tongue because it's already way too big for it. I don't think zebra. Well, zebra is like really long tongue. I don't think it can like go out. Well, maybe if we are like counting like the length of the giraffe. But I think
yeah,
it's going to be the chameleon. Chameleon?
chameleon is pronunciation here.
Chameleon.
Do we have any more options here? Damian thinks it's a chameleon. So does Helen. Okay. ChatGPT claims that it's the anteater. So it's that animal that eats ants, right? That
Yeah.
eats ants and termites. It's that animal that I need here in my apartment because I've got some ants here. So yeah, that might come in handy. Because imagine I had an anteater as a pet. I don't know. Sounds a bit too wonky again. I use the same word. Sounds a bit over the top, if you ask me. All right. So it is the anteater, apparently. Good. Now, last 2 questions. Which animal has the longest pregnancy of any mammal, lasting up to 22 months?
Well, I for sure know that it's not a human.
Are you sure? How do you know that?
Basic biology.
Basic biology. Okay.
Yeah. It might be a whale.
You think it's a whale? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like one of the big ones, right? So
Yeah, because
okay.
insects are made more like breed quickly and don't last very long. And I think whales are going to be like reproduce slowly but last for a really long time. So
Well, I will have you know that it is one of the options, and it looks like all of you think this, including Helen and Damian. But is it the right answer? I'm going to give you the options first because I haven't given them to you. So, elephant, blue whale, giraffe, or gorilla? elephant, blue whale, giraffe, and gorilla. So
I think it's the whale still.
it is the whale. You are all correct. Well done. So here is the last question, everyone. Are you excited?
Maybe.
Moderately.
Yeah.
Okay. Which animal has the ability to change the color and pattern of its skin in a matter of seconds?
Chameleon.
Well, that's the sort of obvious answer, isn't it? That's what everyone would say. Now, the question is, can ChatGPT sort of... Can ChatGPT...
Unless it's
Yeah.
some other form of reptile or some other form of fish.
Hmm. Okay, so the options are cuttlefish, nautilus, whatever that is, nautilus. I have to check that. What is a nautilus, everyone? Have you heard about that? Nautilus.
I think it's some form of a shell, shell thing.
Hmm. Okay, mollusk. Something that lives in South Pacific and Indian Oceans. Um, oh my god, what is it? Nautilus. It looks like some kind of like a snail.
Yeah,
Snail that lives in seawater, I think, deep water.
or
So
some
like,
form of squid inside a shell.
yeah, it lives in a shell for sure. So that's Nautilus. I didn't even read out the questions yet, did I?
Yeah.
So cuttlefish, Nautilus, squid, or octopus?
Let's think about it. Squid.
So chameleon, unfortunately, is not one of the options here. So I think ChatGPT is trying to be funny here.
It might be a squid because you can see all different colors of them. What are the other options? Cuttlefish and
Cuttlefish, Nautilus, squid, and octopus.
octopus is also the other good guess because I seen some octopuses changing their colors,
Hmm.
and I think uh, what unless the cuttlefish has something really interesting.
Well,
Uh,
ChatGPT says it's the octopus.
yeah,
So
that was going to be my last guess because I don't think cuttlefish can do something very interesting. So
okay, so first of all, I hope we didn't infringe any copyright. So let me remind everyone that I have been using ChatGPT to generate this weird quiz. I say weird because it was a bit weird. So
clunky.
hopefully that is okay. Secondly, thank you very much for answering all the questions, Matthius. I hope you had fun. I hope you all learned something new. I cannot confirm it, unfortunately. I cannot. I cannot dispute what was said either.
I mean, I
So
can confirm the last question. Some
okay.
octopuses can have the same effects as a chameleon.
Hmm.
So
Okay then.
basically,
So
chameleon
so
in
it
the
may
water. So
it does make sense, right? Okay then. So I guess now it's the time to look at some feedback. And um I just have to be honest with you, Matthias. I wasn't able to really write much, and that's because it was a bit of multitasking for me to have to do. First of all, I have to hold this microphone, so I can only use one hand. Secondly, I have to switch between the document that I use for the tab that I use for. I have to switch between two tabs. One tab is the document that I use for making notes about your English. The second tab is the tab with the questions. Yeah, it was a bit uncomfortable, so I didn't write much. I hope that's okay.
I
we,
don't
we can
mind.
start with octopus. I believe the plural of octopus can be octopuses, as you said, or octopi, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Octopuses is more common, apparently, but octopi exists as well, it looks like, which would be the Latinate version. Yeah. So that's one thing I wanted to look at. And then a few more things. But sorry, it might be a bit disappointing today.
Yeah. I suppose the common ones like the W and
No,
th.
not really, Matthew. So
Oh,
there's th, there's one th sound, but other than that, like I said, it was a bit tough for me to multitask today. So I'm just going to share my screen as usual, and um, this is it. This is the file. Um, you said it's basically a frog that see through. What's wrong with that?
it's basically a frog that is
Sorry,
it's basically a frog that's see through.
that is. You mean that's?
That
You mean
is
like that? That is see through.
that
It
is
sounds a bit. That sounds a bit confusing. You could say that can. Oh, oh. Ah. I see what you were trying to say. See through. You were trying to use the word see through as an adjective. Yeah.
that is see
I
through.
think
Yeah.
you cannot. Can you contract it in a? I don't think you can contract that.
Yeah.
It's
In
basically a frog
sense,
that's
yeah.
see through. I think you have to say that is because it's a relative clause. I don't think you can. Can you contract that with is in a relative clause? I don't think so, but I could be wrong about it. That's see through. Can you see? Can you say that? It's basically a frog that's see through. I think it's because I have to check that. Anyway, see through. How do we spell see through as an adjective? See through, like transparent. Another word would be transparent, right?
Transparent. Yeah.
Yeah, see through. Okay, apparently see through is spelled separately, but some people spell it with a hyphen as well. Yes. Um, okay, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if you can contract that in a relative clause. Can you contract that in a relative clause? Let's see. Have you guys noticed how I'm dumbing down here? I'm just asking ChatGPT about everything. I no longer need my knowledge. I no longer trust my knowledge as well. But I don't think ChatGPT understood my question. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've made a hash of it. I don't think I'm able to solve this here, guys. So please forgive me. You know what? I'm gonna do some research after this live and attempt to give you the answer in the comments. How about that? Deal?
Okay.
Do we have a deal? So the
Yeah.
question is, can you say it's basically a frog that's see-through? I think it's better if you say that is see-through.
I agree.
I think that makes it clearer, and I feel like the question is whether you can even do this. Can you contract that and is in this way? Anyway, how do you pronounce this word, Matthius?
Sloth.
Much, much better because before you were
Oh,
pronouncing it as slot,
yeah.
yeah,
Sloth.
like a memory slot, but it's sloth. Th. Now your
Sloth.
pronunciation was much better.
Yeah.
Remember how we use the word wonky? Do you know
Wonky. Yeah.
do you know the context in which we used it?
Um, we use it to describe the GDP and it's like questions.
Yeah. So if you say something is wonky in this context, it means it's not functioning correctly, or it can be a little bit faulty, or unreliable, or just a bit not good enough, not unsatisfactory. Yeah. It's a very nice slang word. Kind of reminds me of the word dodgy, but it's not exactly the same. Yeah. Wonky is just something that is just a bit, hmm, not the best quality, or not, it's not what it should do. It doesn't do what it should do. Now, no mistake here. I just wonder, do you know that the word that this animal can be pronounced in two different ways? And which
Zebra
one did you? Yeah.
and zebra.
Yep. Yep. So you went for zebra, which is more American as far as I know.
Yeah.
Zebra is what I would say, which is more British, I believe. Zebra. Say zebra crossing, for example. Yeah.
Zebra. Yeah.
Mm. Excuse me. But Cambridge Dictionary says, "Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. I think it's time to switch off the aircon." I think it according to Cambridge Dictionary, even British people might say zebra, but I would beg to differ. I think I've never heard zebra from British people, so it's a bit weird. I think they just say zebra. Anyway, yeah, that will be it. We have already covered the two ways we can create the plural from octopus. So, yeah, so all that remains to do for me is to give you the answer to the question, whether you can um, contract that with ease in relative clauses. That's it. Matthius, have you got anything else to add?
I can ask you some really interesting question.
Go on.
Which which animal has its bone exposed?
Which animal has its bone exposed?
And I'm not talking about teeth. Teeth.
I'm not talking about teeth, because are teeth even bones? That's a good
They're
question.
bones.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay, then. I have no clue. Do you want to give others a bit more time, or
I can wait just a little bit.
how long?
15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be like the most exciting live we have ever done. Just 15-second silence.
Yeah, I agree.
How many seconds left?
Um,
Yes.
two more. One, two. All right, it was a third
Yes.
one because its shell is basically its bone. Its
Oh,
skeleton.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
turtle. Their shells are its bones.
Okay, then. This is a bonus question you get from Matthius. Nobody answered. Either nobody knew, or they got tired of asking us asking them questions, or I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
nobody got it right because nobody even attempted to answer, or you didn't give them enough time. 15 seconds wasn't enough. So
I mean, I suppose.
go for
Also, one more disturbing fact: bones and teeth are the only bones that we wash.
okay, give a expand on that.
Basically, we brush our teeth,
Hmm.
and teeth are the only bones that we like wash.
Yeah, but if somebody's bone is broken, for example, if you take
You
someone
don't
to a
wash it.
are you sure about that? Because someone goes to a surgery, and don't they like disinfect it, or just
I mean,
when before they, for example, try to put in bed in place when it's dislocated or something, or not dislocated, but let's say you have somebody has an um open injury, yeah.
uh, yeah, most of the time you just disinfect it due to the meat and bacteria that can go on the meat, not because of the bone, because bone cannot really um,
Okay, then.
get diseased and stuff. And yeah,
Infected, yeah. Okay, well, I believe you, Matthias. You know a lot about this, so okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. And I have to go because we've got an event in the Achievers Chamber starting in 1 minute. Those of you who are going to join this event and are watching this, please let everybody know that I will be about 5 minutes late because I need a short break. Okay.
uh,
So, yeah, exactly, Helen, exactly. Well done for saying that, by the way. Can you write these things more often, please, viewers? Anyway,
We-
thanks a lot, Matthius. You take care and peace.
You too. See ya.
All right, bye. Oh, don't forget to like this as well. Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.